My name is Jared. I'm from Finder Solutions. Today we're going to be talking about how to set up your Instagram access token. So first we have two different websites that you need to look at. The first one is instagram.com/developer, and the second one is oceanwp.org/Instagram. So let's get started with your Instagram developer login. So in the top right hand corner, you're going to click on the login button. And I'm just going to log into my Instagram account. While I pause this momentarily, I'm in. So the first thing you're going to do at the top bar, you see the gear icon with manage clients. Click on that, and it's going to open up with a developer sign up. All right. The first thing you're going to do is type in your website. So http://fidersolutions.com, and that's the phone number. What you want to build with the API is the question that they ask. You're going to type in something simple. Integrate Instagram feed on my website. Very simple. Below that box, you're going to find a checkbox. I accept the API terms of use and brand guidelines. I've already read over this, so I know what it says. I want to make sure you read that as well. Most of it's pretty standard stuff, but nonetheless, you want to make sure you're covered. So once you've done that, check the box, then click sign up. And it's going to bring you back to this page. So in order to get this thing going, you're going to go back to the very top, click on the same gear, manage clients, and you're going to come over right into that. It's going to say register a new client. Click there. All right, so the application name, you're just going to give it a name that you want. I'm going to go with WordPress Instagram feed. Description, WordPress Instagram feed. Simple enough. Company name, you're going to input your company name. Finder Solutions LLC. Website URL, http://fidersolutions.com. Now this next part is interesting. Valid redirect URIs. Now because we're using this other website, the oceanwp.org, to get our Instagram access token, that's the website you're going to use. So make sure you copy that URL and then come back to your Instagram developer page and paste that in where it says valid redirect URIs. All right, this is very important or it's not going to work. All right, the next box, it asks you for your privacy policy URL, and mine is located at http://fidersolutions.com/privacy-policy. Contact email info@fidersolutions.com. Once you have everything filled out here, you're going to switch over to the security tab. You're going to disable implicit OAuth. Make sure that's checked. Switch back to details to validate all of your stuff is still there. And then once you've done that, click register at the very bottom. Boom. Fill out all required fields. Well, that looks like it's filled out. Oh, right there. Do not use Instagram, IG, Insta, or Gram in your app name. So I'll take out Instagram and just say WordPress website feed. All right. And then try that again. Register. And now it's registered. All right, and you'll see here that it says it's in sandbox mode. That's not a big deal. All right, so you're going to take this client ID, you're going to copy it, and you're going to bring that over to this Ocean WordPress org Instagram URL. And you're going to paste it into your client ID and get your access token. Dang, it's in sandbox mode and we have received an error. So the only way to do this is to authorize. Okay? Now, the reason you're getting a sandbox mode is because it's in sandbox mode. If you're doing less than 20 photos, I believe, you do not need to request formally for the live production feed from Instagram. You can just do 20 posts or less with the sandbox version. If you're looking for the most recent 10, that's not bad. All right, so I don't need 10. I'm actually probably going to use like 6 or 8, depending on my website. So this is good enough for me. So I'm going to click cancel for now, just to show you what you need to do. If you do want more, you're going to come back to this developer page. You're going to come over to, once you're under the Manage Clients section, and you navigate to your client ID section that you just set up, click Manage, and it's going to bring you to where you can request this. All right. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Security tab, make sure that your Disable Implicit OAuth is unchecked. Then you're going to go to Sandbox, validate that you have a user. Next tab is Permissions, validate that you have it. And then go back to Migrations, and then verify that this is what you want here. Non-square media. I have no idea what that does, honestly. But when you're ready to push forward, you're going to go to Permissions and click Start a Submission. This is a submission to get approval to use this client ID outside of the sandbox mode. All right, so if you click here, Start a Submission, it's going to give you a question here. And right here, my purpose is I want to display Instagram posts on my website. So I click this here, and right there to tell you, you do not need to submit for review for this use case. If you are a developer and you want to display Instagram content on your website, then you do not need to submit your app for review. By using a client in sandbox mode, you can still access the last 20 media of any sandbox user that grants you permission. So just like I said before, if you're going to use more than the last 20 posts or 20 images or whatnot, then you do not need this. So since that is the case for us, let's go back. So in the top bar, click on Manage Clients, and then highlight your client ID. We're going to copy it again just to validate that we have it. Then we're going to switch over to the Ocean WordPress website, and then we're going to paste in our client ID again and click Get My Access Token. Now this time, since we just verified that we don't need it, we're going to click on Authorize. And voila, we have an Instagram access token. Now what's this going to be used for, you ask? Let me give you an example. So let me log in to another site so I can show you. All right, so what I have here is a dog soap company website that I've been working on for Shopify. And in this instance, the theme has a Instagram feed. The difference though is this Instagram widget uses the Instagram access token as opposed to a login like some other ones do. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this Instagram access token here. We're going to come over here and plug it in. And then here, we're going to paste it in again. All right, so the first section we're pasting in the access token. The second one we're pasting in our user ID, which is up right here until the first dot. All right, so you have your client ID with a prefix of a user ID. That's kind of how it's set up. All right. You'll notice here that our client ID right there looks very similar to our access token. All right, so once we plug that in, I have about 100 posts of just that. It's weird. But you see right away that the Instagram feed picks it up. I don't even have to do anything. I haven't even saved this yet, and it's already picked it up. All right, so let me go back and reverse that. You should see Lazy Dog Soap there. Yep. It's that fast. You plug it in, it works. So that's one example of how you would use this Instagram access token to run a feed on your store. All right, so on a live site, it will be like this. And of course, I still have a password on here. Stand by. All right, so here at the live site of lazydogsoap.com, here at the bottom, you'll see the Instagram feed. And when you hover over this, you'll see your icons here for the carousel. This one doesn't have too many more posts, so it's going to keep wrapping them. All right, and that's pretty much it. It's a very simple process. You don't always need it, but if you ever need it for Shopify, you might need it for WordPress. It just depends on what you're using. I'll try to dig up some plugins to give you guys an example on when you would use this, but if you ever need it, here's how. All right, that's all I have for now. Thanks and have a good day.